Christ, that's what that was. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck is going on? Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, they fucked me up. What in the fuck was that shit? Hello, everybody. What's up? How's it going? How the hell are you? Nice to have you back again. Welcome back, everybody, to Bombastic Gaming. Going to be picking up the Sinking City right back from where we left off. Now, in the last video, we are playing as Detective Reed, a private detective who is suffering from disturbing visions of a city underwater and a cosmic entity, and basically just, oh my god, did I say hey Siri? I don't think I did. Anyway, so he's having visions of a city underwater and just like weird visions of, you know, what we know that it's Cthulhu, but the main character doesn't. So you know, but yes. Anyway, he's having disturbing visions, and he goes to a place named Oakmont, and it's basically it's the sinking city. It's basically a city that is being overtaken by nature. Oakmont keeps its mouth shut. What does that mean? Oh, okay. It's being overtaken by nature, but it's also being overtaken by supernatural forces, i.e., really weird Lovecraftian monsters that just appeared out of nowhere. Anyway, so the first episode was it was dedicated to basically he arrives in Oakmont and immediately he's thrust into this case of having to find this big guy's son, and it turns out that the son was murdered. But it's not that simple. He had been part of some deep sea exploration, and he came back insane, pretty much. And he spread that insanity to like people that were around him. And one of those people ended up murdering him. Whether or not it was a deliberate murder made with 100% clear, with a clear mind, or if he was under the influence of the hysteria, we don't know. I'm assuming we will figure that out later. But yes, anyway, we finished that case, and now we are going to start another one. So let's just jump right into it. Lost at Sea. Robert Throgmorton funded an expedition to discover the origin of the mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Throgmorton was the only known survivor. He was subsequently murdered. I was hired to find any other expedition members, dead or alive. Throgmorton will be waiting for my report in his manor in southern Old Grove. Okay, so this is basically where we left off. Where do we go from here? Or we could just go to the Devil's Reef Hotel. Yeah, let's try there first. Hey, look, those cops are gone. The ones that were being assholes the first time I tried to come in here. My boy's going through some sanity issues. freaky shit. I would not be alright having fucking recurring dreams about that shit. You know, one thing though that's got me really excited because of this game is I also bought Sherlock Holmes The Devil's Daughter because it was also on sale. And I don't know if it's by the same people that made this game, but I think I heard that there are some people that worked on both. And I'm excited to try it because honestly, a few years ago, I tried the first Sherlock Holmes game, and I didn't like it at the time, and I haven't played it since, but looking back on it, I think I would really like it now. So, hopefully some good shit, because I'm really enjoying this one so far, and I hear they play similarly. Oh, and the name of the first one is Crimes and Punishments. It just came to me.
Crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brothers.
My Diary, Part 1. I don't know what exactly sank the USS Cyclops. Only remember the screams and the metal creaking, water filling the deck, and my headache, the worst I've ever had. I found myself among the floating seaweed, drowning. A nearby piece of a boat helped me survive and reach the shore of a small island. They found me on it later, starving, half-mad and babbling about the ancient ruins and their denizens. The officials said none of what I thought I'd seen was real, but my memories are true. My strange powers, gained after that ordeal, prove it. I found something horrible on that island, something old and dark and slithering, and it still haunts me. Jeez Louise, this guy's got some issues. Whether or not they're real is an entirely different story. All that we see or seem is just a dream within a dream. Okay, that's interesting. Charles W. Reed, 3/21/17, 10/9/94. That's not a death date, is it?
Never again, they say.
Oh, nice. Got outfits. That's pretty neato. That one's really cool. Oh, I like that one. That's cool. These are some nice outfits. That is awesome. Hey, Sherlock Holmes. Nice. Alright, let's go with this one for now. Damn, that is sweet. A crumpled letter. Mr. Reed, you were the rare example of a man who treated one of my kind humanly, and I feel I have to repay the debt to you. Take this as a friendly piece of advice. Run. Save your life and leave this drotch city to the depths. Depths. I can't say that word because of my lisp. Don't dig into its secrets, for they are not worth it. There's nothing good left here. I believe you can find a way to escape. Please heed my words. Lewis Flynn. I think that's the guy that that murdered Throgmorton's son. I know his name is Lewis. I don't know what his last name is, though. Note from J. Vanderberg. Mr. Reed, it seems that you overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation of Mr. Throgmorton. Forgive me for the audacity, but I brought you to the Devil's Reef while you were unconscious. Please, take more care of yourself in the future. I won't be there for you every time. Johannes. I like to pronounce it Johann, but everybody calls him Johannes, I guess. That's how they pronounced it, not me. Nope. Don't mind me, I'm just looting everybody's bedrooms. The nightmares. I boarded up the windows and locked the door. They are just men, the Yellow King's gang. They can't get here now. Now there's only me and these nightmares. A little longer and I'll figure them out. The Yellow King. That reminds me of, I know that's an actual thing. It was in True Detective, the first season. The Yellow King in Carcosa. I wonder if that's what they're referring to. Not True Detective, obviously, but the Yellow King that they were referencing in True Detective. Keep it down. Mr. Archer, I've seen you dragging things into your room. Mind the floors. I'll make you pay for any scratches you leave. Your landlord.
The door won't budge.
Is that blood? Okay, so those are... Should I try going upstairs? You know what? Let's do it. Nope. There we go. Hello? Lucy, I'm home. Too many coincidences. So the lighthouse is out. Several ships have gotten lost at sea, and some are now decorating the city's beaches. That's one thing. But now, there's an enterprising fellow at the city port hiring salvagers to recover ships. He's turning a tidy profit from selling them. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look into it. Now, if only this city wasn't so impossible to navigate. Okay, so it seems like either that person is crazy, or he's one of the few people in this town that are still somewhat sane. I guess we will find out at some point, hopefully. But so far, it seems like everybody's pretty local. Pretty la vida loca, know what I'm saying? Just kidding, I don't know what I'm saying. Because I don't speak Italian.
Finally, you're awake.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Gotta tell you, though, mister, you want to stay on here? You stop making all that noise.
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
That's creepy.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't really remember what happened, but I'll do my best.
Yeah? Well, next time it happens, you end up sleeping under the bridge like the other newcomers.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests. Are we the ones keeping you in business?
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you want to take a look? Well, fine. Take what you wish.
You know, he reminds me of that guy in Men in Black from the very first one. I don't remember a lot of that movie because it's been years since I've seen it, but the main thing I remember is this one scene where he first takes over the guy's body and he's like, sugar, water. That's exactly who he looks and sounds like.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
Okay, dickhead. Okay, so that didn't really add much. Oh wait, oh no, here we go. Hey guys, just a quick disclaimer, but the next few minutes of what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be reading these notes and it's going to take a few minutes, so go ahead and just fast forward if you don't want to hear all the reading. Forlorn woman. This city, no matter how badly the flood damaged it, has an unnatural appeal. I can't stop myself from walking, even if it means being struck by further visions. I went to the eastern part of the Salvation Harbor. Near the crossing of Fitz O'Callahan Street and Old Church Road, it came. The feeling of loneliness and fear was immense. I was a woman, locked in a room, infected and slowly rotting. My body turned into something. It itched badly in my face. I had to hold the skin with both hands to prevent it from growing until I suffocated. I ended up sitting on the road crying until some Innsmouther kicked me and ordered me away. Ooh, that's creepy. Lone child. The visions are testing me, playing with my mind. My old forgotten fears come to life. When I was small, I was afraid to stay alone. I thought my parents would leave and never come back. Today I went to the eastern streets of Coverside, and the visions came on the corner of St. Elmo Lane and Kingsport Street. Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern. We're gonna have to go investigate these places. I felt I was alone, forgotten in a locked room, hungry and frightened. It was so scary to stay inside, but everything was much worse behind the door. Something scratched in the corridor, and there were terrifying screams from outside. I could not run, could not hide. I just waited for Mom to return. Okay, so whatever's going on, it seems like it's taking all of their worst fears and using it against them. Mirrors, mirrors. I'm afraid someone stalks me. It started when I visited Western Advent and had a vision at the intersection of Purity Road and Oak Street. I saw mirrors full of reflections and someone trapped, trying in vain to escape. His expression of fear and panic shook me deeply. After that, a very tall and skinny man started following me in the distance. What troubles me is that I see him in the reflections, but have never caught a straight view of this stalker. I'm sure the police will mock me if I come asking for protection. Seems it is time to buy a good, trustworthy gun and start to practice. Disgusting exaltation. No matter how different my visions may be, they are always so frightening. Today it was man. Today it was man. What does that mean? He left a house in southern Old Grove on Warwick Street, somewhere between Seaside and Hillside Streets. Our eyes met, and I immediately felt the burning exaltation, a wild torrent of emotions. I saw him among the monstrosities, touching them, embracing, kissing. The vision was so intense, I bent in two and threw up all my breakfast. He walked past, saying something like, "Cursed newcomers," and I prayed he wouldn't stop to help. Even now, when I close my eyes, I see the creatures around this man. Call of the ocean. Tonight, the air forced me to leave the hotel. The putrid smell of rotting seaweed and fish made it hard to breathe. I remembered a huge apple tree and thought it may be nicer there. Moreover, I was afraid that the hotel owner would see my seizures. The visions occurred when I was a few blocks from the apple tree, walking E. Brown Street in Central Shells. I felt like I was drowning. I ran forward, and when I passed the street of St. Michael's Church, I felt the water surrounding me, pressing, calling. I needed all my will to fight the desire to go to the mare and sink into its depths. This is getting pretty fucking interesting. And I'm becoming painfully aware of how loudly I'm breathing right now. And it bugs me, but I can't stop it. Anyway, static in the ears. I was walking down the Lombard Street in Eastern Reed Heights when it happened again. It's not just a vision, but a noise. Hissing radio static, growing louder and louder. Voices from afar were lost in it, crying desperately. I tried not to show how bad it was. I was afraid to reveal it to the locals. The images came after I passed Bullock Street towards Helog Street. The hissing flooded my mind, and I saw a man surrounded by radios, talking to them. He was dying. I felt it. And when it happened, the vision was gone. Okay, we got a few more. Voices from the pipes. I'm afraid of the bathroom and kitchen sink. Each time I want to wash my hands, I tremble in fear. What if they'll talk to me? This began after a vision in Western Reed Heights, near the crossing of Aben, Ward, and Baker Streets. I saw a man, naked and covered in blood, in a room without doors or windows. Surrounded by the dark holes of the pipes, he was cutting himself, piece by piece, feeding those copper mouths. They were whispering with voices so sweet and promising, but full of hunger and hatred. How could he believe them? Could he even escape? And had they noticed me? From behind, I can't help but turn around at any noise after what I saw yesterday. I walked down the Murdoch Avenue in Western Advent, and near Oak Street I was hit with an excruciating migraine. My nose started to bleed, and the visions came. I saw one man writing a letter, and another about to strike him from behind. Somehow I was both the spectator and the sitting man, but no matter how I cried out warnings or tried to move, it didn't work. It seems I lost consciousness when the killer hit the man's head, and it took me several hours to get back to the hotel after. Terrible fetus. Oh, one of those words I do not... Oh, this is gonna... Please don't be a hard read. After this vision, I shake in fear at the sound of a child's cry. Excuse me. It happened in Western Reed Heights on Washington Street. Okay, so these last two are pretty much in the same area, it looks like. I passed Aben Street and was heading towards Oak Street, but saw it. The thing was running so fast I didn't even understand what it was. It jumped from the window, and the vision struck me immediately. I saw a man, a doctor, hiding in the room. He was writing something with a shaking hand, something like a last will. And then I saw the thing stalking him, a fetus on thin, pointy legs with a little face full of evil and hatred. It's shrieking, I can't forget it. This is fucked up, dude. A lot of these visions are... Innsmouther's notes. The local Innsmouthers scare me a lot. I've never seen a place with so many ill people. Their faces pursue me even in visions. Recently I was in the northern part of Grimhaven Bay, walking down Whisper Street. I barely made it to Hubert Avenue when the visions came. I stood among many Innsmouthers, disguised as one of them, and listened. Their leader read the story of a captain participating in pagan rites, copulating with savage witches and beasts, bringing sacrifices. I still remember his name, Obed. Lullaby Crossroad. Today I fell asleep on the street. I'm sure it's connected to my vision somehow because I felt the same nausea and headache as before they strike. It happened in Coverside, near the corner of Tanner Street and Old Church Road. I felt dizzy and my mouth was full of a bittersweet taste. I saw a woman with kind eyes, giving me a drink and whispering something. Immediately after that, I fell asleep and spent nearly half the day lying in the dirt like a hobo. It's a miracle no one stole anything from me. Pack of notes. The hotel owner allowed me to look through the weird notes he found in the rooms of disappeared newcomers. Among them, I found several pages from the diary of a man describing his life in Oakmont. He suffered from visions and marked the places where they happened. Was he trying to avoid them? Okay. That was a pretty good read. To my dear nephew, my dear Victor, how is Oakmont treating you? Should you require any support, the Blackwoods would be happy to help you. I have arranged for that. Regarding your question, I don't know where Robert went, sadly, only that he did not stay in Innsmouth. Perhaps there is hope he didn't perish in that cursed raid. Take good care of the hotel, please. Plenty of our relatives were interested in the property, but you're still my favorite nephew. I know the Devil's Reef is in good hands. Kind regards, Aunt Portia. Aunt Portia. I don't know why I say aunt still. It's like I'm a little kid. Okay, is there anything else in here? Oh, hello. I wonder when it's going to teach me how to craft. Because I'm assuming that's what all those parts are for. Note about the hobo signs. Darren, I think I'm finally starting to figure this out. Locals use signs to mark special places. That you know already. Kinda like the secret signs hobos use all over the country. What I learned is that the tradition dates back to times well before the flood. I've been able to find out the meaning of some of them. You've seen the crooked H-shaped sign on doors around town. That means that the house is inhabited. The crosshatch grid sign marks hidden caches of useful items. The V-shaped sign is for barricaded, dangerous places. Good catch there, they say. Still haven't figured out the spiral-shaped sign, though. You'll have to investigate for yourself. And if you see a sign with a cross and 3 Ks, reach for the gun. K. Okay, well, that's some good info to have. To Walter. Walter, K help you if I hear you're peddling your cheap, affordable living again. I could live with you renting out beast-ridden flop houses, but you're cutting into my profit. Don't make that mistake. I know you're on the fish market, and I have dangerous people living here that I can send after you. You've been warned. Vic. Any more pieces of information in here? It does not look like it. Okay, let's get the L out of here. Okie dokie. So what comes next? I guess we could start investigating these. Crossing of Fitz O'Callahan and Old Church Road. Okay, so here's Old Church. Alright, here we go. Let's just see what this thing is about. This is pretty neat. Oh, it's called the Cyclops Theater. Jesus. What the hell was that? I have no idea what what the fuck was that. Okay, so it looks like we're here. Oh, you know what? Let's open that back up and see which way she was heading when she got the vision. Okay, it doesn't say which direction. So let's start from where... Okay, so it should be going in this direction. Why did you turn around like that? What is this? But what does it mean? Wait a minute, that was a doctor. Okay, no, that wasn't the vision that she had. No. Shit, here I am thinking I've got it figured out, but I do not. See, That's gotta mean something. Oh, shit. Oh my god. Ah! Oh god! What the fuck? Oh my. Okay, let's see if we can be sneaky in here. I'm trying to follow the way this guide says to. Is this it? No, that's not it. Ooh, I don't like them noises. Gotta be quiet, quiet, quiet. I'm so anxious, dude. I don't think I am in the right area at all. That is weird. Search that? Oh, okay. Okay, just make sure you got that handy. Make sure you got that MFing thing on you. Oh my god. This is not good. Okay. Maybe we can just get... Okay. EK. Hi, Dad. The back room's window was broken when I woke up from my nap, so I'm gonna go look for Mom. She can't have gone too far yet. I'm sure she'll listen to me when I find her. Sometimes when I take her food to her, she looks at me weird, like she remembers me. Sometimes she even reaches out through the slot and tries to grab my hand. But I do what you said and stand behind the white line and push the tray with the stick, and then she cries. I really hope she'll get better soon. Don't worry, Dad. I'll find her and bring her home. Love you, Rachel. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. Ah! Run! Oh, run! Oh, Christ! Oh, and there's more. Oh my God. Oh, we got foot traps. Okay. How do you use first aid? All it says is to craft. Oh no! First aid. Oh, that's the anti-psychotropic thing. Which one is it? I can't remember the symbol. What are you doing? Get out. Okay, just get out. Oh, what the fuck? I didn't know you have melee. That's pretty cool. How do you use your first aid? Use gadget. Oh, you have to aim. Okay. Okay, so apparently we already finished that case. Basically, that letter was all we needed to find. So I just went ahead and marked the next one on our map. If it wants to pop up, yes, it will. I went ahead and marked the next one, so I'm just going to start making my way there. Down the road. wrong fucking building. That's why I can't find shit. There's this fucking hole in the wall over here that I saw a little while ago. And I was like, oh, maybe we should look at that. And I was like, oh, well, not right now, because I'm in the middle of something. God. I do not know here mommy and daddy went. Mommy kissed me on the forehead and handed me Mr. Teddy and left so many days ago. I am all by myself and Mr. Teddy and I are so cold and wet. If you have blankies, I would be... Oh my god, I'm getting so fucking sad reading this. If you have blankies, I would be so happy. If you are a nice people and you find this note, I live in a brown house with lots of flowers, but they are wet and sad now. My name is Timmy, and if you help me, we can be the very best friends. Just please no more monsters. I am all red and sticky. Oh my god, that is too much. That's sad as fuck, man. Alright, well, unfortunately, that is going to be all the time we have for today, folks. It took me a little bit long for this one, doing these two sub-cases, just because I'm still trying to figure out my way around the city, but also because, well, the first one that we did didn't really make a lot of sense to me, so it was a lot of just walking around. So, hopefully, in the future, these sub-cases, I'll be able to knock them out, like, 3 or 4 of them in a single video. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the game, because I am definitely enjoying playing it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing, just do you. Have a good day / night, whatever time of day it is for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Alright then. Goodbye.